dropping out. If it drops that one more time, I might just cut it short, but let's get into it. So the stock obviously took off yesterday on Thursday after the company revealed plans to offer a non-fungible token or NFT with its shares. GNS Group is a company that, as if you're not sure, is a company that aims to provide innovative and accessible education solutions to people around the world. And this is where the NFT kind of connects to it. So the stock reacted crazily to this. It was like a basically open season on naked shorts. But I'll just go through it and we'll talk about the development, what I see happening from it, some potential upsides, some potential downsides, and what I think it's going to mean in the short to medium term for the stock. So Genius Group plans to include a $10 blockchain-based digital discount coupon as part of its plan to combat the potential illegal selling of its stock. Short selling is a controversial practice at the best of times, where investors bet that a stock's price is going to go down and they will profit by selling the shares at the lower price, as many of you who are following stock probably would understand. So obviously we know that Genius Group has declared open war on the naked short selling that they're accusing of being existing in the stock, and this is kind of like their latest move in that sort of battle. It's quite interesting because we haven't really seen a company go after naked short selling before, which is an illegal practice. So the company hopes that the NFT coupons will make it more difficult for short sellers to profit from its stock. And I'll just talk about why in a second. So additionally, Genius Group is looking to conduct dual listing of its shares on Upstream, a blockchain-powered stock exchange. I'm not that familiar with it personally, but it's sort of going to help give a bit of stability to the stock, I believe. So the dual listing will allow shareholders on Upstream to receive the NFT coupons, which they can then trade in for Genius Education Merits, the company's digital credits used for products on its platform. So it's giving everyone who's a shareholder these NFTs, which they can be used to get discounts on the company's courses. So if you buy the stock now for about $7 something, you can actually in the future use that $7 investment in the stock as $10 towards an education course from Genius Group. So it's kind of, in a sense, putting a wedge in the stock price. It's saying that, yep, the stock's going to go will sort of sit around that $10 up mark, because people who do want to use Genius Group it would be in their interest to actually buy this to get the NFT coupon and get a discount on the course, because you can actually get your course for cheaper. You know, if you buy 100 stocks, you've got $1,000 towards a course through Genius Group. Not that I know the prices of their courses, but it's quite an interesting thing. And I think this is really going to stop short selling in the stock in the short term, just because it gives a bit of a price floor. That's my main thought. So these are some of the upsides that I've kind of read into this situation. So in terms of combating the short selling, the NFT coupons are intended to be a measure to combat the potential illegal short selling of the company stock by providing a tangible reward for shareholders. The company hopes to discourage short selling and protect the interests of its investors. And it's also going to make people who invest in the stock want to hold the stock. They're not going to just let it go longer term so they can receive the NFT coupon. It's like holding a stock for a dividend, basically. I know they announced a potential dividend. I think this is what they've come up with. Anyway, also, I guess related to this, it's like kind of an acknowledgement of supporting retail investors behind the stock. So the NFT coupons are also a way, allegedly. And the CEO of Genius Group, Roger Hamilton, has stated that our investors have traditionally been retail investors who began as our students and partners, and we have had a history of providing rewards to them to acknowledge their support. The NFT coupons are a way to continue this tradition and show appreciation for the support of the company's investors. So they're almost making their students like the investors in the company now, or they apparently have done that for some time. What this is obviously going to bring about is some increased trading volume. So the NFT announcement has already resulted in a 38.9% increase in trading volume just yesterday alone, and that was kind of behind the big rally that we saw yesterday. And there's the potential that this is going to continue for some sessions to come. The increase in trading volume could potentially bring in more investors and generate more revenue for the company. So whenever there's been a short squeeze effort of sorts, you kind of need strong volume to back it up to hold the prices at elevated levels and push it beyond. So this is sure to help bring more into the stock. So this is kind of, I think, the real play that GNS board is actually aiming for with this NFT release. So the other thing is with the listing, it gives the company access to Upstream's blockchain-powered stock exchange. The NFT coupons will only be available to shareholders on Upstream, giving them access to the platform's blockchain-powered stock exchange. This exchange is powered by blockchain technology, which provides a secure and transparent platform for trading stocks. So I guess the transparency is something which kind of will prevent potential future naked shorting in the future. By having access to the platform, shareholders will be able to individually verify their shares, which could increase the transparency and security of their investments. So that's the potential upside. And I think these are all like plus signs, especially in the short to medium term. However, there are some sort of downsides associated with this too. The first one is probably the complexity of this. We've seen retail favorite stocks go down this complex avenue before. One I've covered here quite a few times in the past is a company called Vinco Ventures, or BBIG. So with the complexity, we've got the use of NFT coupons and dual listings on Upstream may introduce additional complexity and may not be well understood by all investors, leading to confusion and potentially lower participation. And some investors may not be familiar with NFT or blockchain-powered stock exchanges. I'm personally not that familiar with it, so it is kind of a little bit of a, oh, careful here for me. But this could limit, so what this will basically could bring about is a limiting of the willingness for others to participate in the offering. Now, another issue is related to what this will bring about is a lack of liquidity. The NFT coupons and Genius education merits which are associated with it cannot be sold or traded, which limits the liquidity and of this offering and potentially reduces the value of it. So even though they're saying it's a $10 coupon, because it's not tradable, that could actually, bring the price of it down theoretically. The lack of liquidity could also limit the ability of investors to quickly access their funds in the event of a sudden market downturn. So if you do hold these NFTs, you have to use them within the period that they are going to specify. Obviously, associated with this, we've got a level of market risk. Having a dual listing and an NFT coupon offering are untested in many ways, and we haven't really seen a company do this effectively or successfully to a high level before. Not that I know of anyway. If you do know something, let me know in the comments. I'm not that familiar with any. But anyway, it's a new sort of ground that they're breaking. So there's always a risk of market volatility and fluctuations with this sort of thing. And I think that's what we're going to see with the stock price as a result of this. We're going to see some up and down swings related to this. Also, for the downsides of the dual listing move are also worth mentioning. One of the main drawbacks is the potential cost of the move. A dual listing typically requires significant resources and expertise to manage, both in terms of time and money. This could actually put a strain on the company's finances and operations, especially if it doesn't yield the desired results. While we know that Genius Group has been going a little bit better as a business in recent times, we do know that their books aren't in the greatest of shapes, and this is kind of a bit of an issue here. So they are doing better, but embarking on this dual listing could be kind of costly and sort of hurt that pathway to profitability that the company has been kind of tracking towards in recent times. Yeah, so I'll leave it. I think you guys can get what I'm trying to say there. So I guess the other final thing I think that's worth mentioning is going on to another dual listing, as well as getting that permission to do so. There are going to be some regulatory hurdles. So the use of NFTs and blockchain technology is still largely unregulated, and it's unclear what the future regulatory landscape will look like now that Genius Group wants to get into that space with their listing. So if regulators decide to step in and limit the use of these technologies, it could impact Genius Group's ability to use NFTs as a means of combating illegal short selling, and kind of can actually diminish the value of those NFTs. So I guess hopefully, as you can see, there are both upsides and downsides to Genius Group's dual listing move, but it's clear that the potential benefits are probably what's really driving the market at the moment. And obviously, yesterday we saw the stock went crazy. It's been on fire since the company made the announcements of having this plan. It the stock shot up 34% in Thursday's session. There is the potential for this to continue running for another session and beyond. However, I think, for a lack of a better word, the offering of this NFT is kind of tokenistic. My gut feeling is that many of the shareholders who receive so my gut feeling is that many of the shareholders who receive these NFTs are likely to not get much benefit out of these. However, I think that so long as the stock price sits below $10, the offering may attract potential students of Genius Group to buy the stock. As you know, by buying it, you basically, if you're buying it for below $10 and you're getting a $10 NFT discount, that's a discount on an on a Genius Group course. So you know, it could be a way to bring down the cost of participating in Genius Group education experience, I suppose. So my thought is that this part of the deal is what's actually going to further swell the retail interest in the stock, because you're going to have people who are looking to study through Genius Group, instead of just buying the courses directly, potentially buying these NFTs so they can actually get it at a cheaper price. Anyway, I think it's, at least in a short-term move, it's kind of a masterful move by Genius Group, as it is potentially going to bring in more students for them as a business, and is also going to ensure that the stock is able to stay elevated, and thus putting more pressure on shorts to cover for some time, and hopefully causing a bit of a chain reaction that drives the price back up. However, in saying this, good times will not last, as I believe that with the issuing of the NFT coupon tokens, we are likely to see the end of this kind of bull run for sure, barring some other development from the company. But once those NFTs are issued, I think that's when we're going to start to see the stock come back down to probably where it's more naturally valued, and we'll probably actually see more short selling action happen again. Anyway, still, I think the move, it's a savage way to take on the shorts by the board of Genius Group. And that's about all I really want to sort of say in this video anyway, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a very interesting move. It's new ground we're breaking here. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the development below. Do you think the latest move places a bit of a price floor under the Genius Group stock, or do you think the latest act of intangible wizardry is going to be short-lived and eventually see the stock come crashing down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, may markets trade in your favour. Cheers.